Hi, I'm Jade from Coding University, currently doing an assignment for US design. Might I interview you to collect data for my assignment? It will take around 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so what's your name and how are you?
I'm Ian and I'm 19.
Alright, so can you tell me about your living arrangement?
I currently rent a house with my family. We live in a small house down south.
I see, so has any one of you, like you and your family or like your friends, have experience in moving houses?
Uh, I would say we do because we have a few properties around Malaysia, back in my home country, and we are going to move houses here very soon. So I think we do have some experience.
Alright, I see. So how do you feel like moving houses? How do you find it? Do you find it fun or like difficult or like easy?
I find it exciting, especially after we get our driving license. We are not limited to public transport, so that is a real burden taken off our shoulders. Uh, it is exciting because new landscape, new neighbors. We get to just live in a different place.
I see. So how about the process of moving houses?
That would be a bit tedious because we have a lot of furniture that we have to move around, and because our house isn't that close to the new one, we're gonna have to make a few round trips. So that would be a bit annoying.
So how would you guys tackle this issue, this problem?
Well, we have two cars, so we might do some of the transporting ourselves, and maybe for the bigger furniture, we need to get like a lorry to help us, a truck.
So do you think that moving furniture is the most difficult process in moving houses?
It probably is next to sorting out, uh, finding the house first, or like sorting out the documents. Yeah.
I see. Do you find like cleaning, packaging, or transport? Which part of like the process of moving houses is the most difficult one?
I'll probably say packaging and then transporting them because you have to pack everything nicely and make sure they do not break on the way. Because you wouldn't really have much control if it's already in the truck and the truck starts rummaging around. I would say the easiest one is because I personally like to be organized and clean, so I just like unboxing everything and rearranging them.
Oh, so that you pack everything in one box and label them well?
Yes, I would.
Is that what you mean? Oh,
Yeah.
right. So, like, since from what you said, so you do like enjoy moving houses because like you get to move from like to a new environment. But
Yeah,
do you actually like the process of moving houses?
I would say so. Yeah.
So you do enjoy it,
Yeah.
even though it takes kind of like long time for you to do, especially the transport, the
Yeah.
difficulties that you face.
I would say that it would probably take at most 4 days or a week to do everything, like to settle down.
Alright. So what do you do while moving houses? Would you seek help from anyone, from your friends, or you just find
Not
car rentals for it?
probably renting because I don't think we have that much stuff that we actually need someone else to help. It would be good to have some help, but I wouldn't go out of my way to look for friends to help.
Alright. So if you're moving a big furniture, that means you need to drive a van or like a bigger
Yeah.
vehicle. So is any one of your family members that is valid to drive a van?
I would assume my dad would because he knows how to drive a manual, so that means he's more he has the ability to drive bigger vehicles.
I see. So do you remember the highest cost that you have spent on moving houses?
No, I do not. Sorry.
Right. So what's your ideal way or like budget in moving houses? Like, do you have any like tricks that you can save money from moving houses? Because moving houses could be expensive as you go to rent a van and bigger vehicles for the furnitures and stuff.
I'll probably say keep it as organized as possible, so that way you actually use up less space. Because if everything's in a box and it's like compact and properly placed, all those like negative space would be settled because there is no empty space left. You utilized everything, so that would save up storage when it comes to transporting. So in the long term, it would be cheaper.
Oh, right. Um, so there is website that helps young people to actually sort them out from moving houses, there is a website. Okay, so there is a website who can give you a low cost at moving houses by, which is helped by the neighborhoods. Would you feel like doing it?
I wouldn't mind because if it does significantly help reduce the load and the time taken to actually do everything, I wouldn't mind paying a bit more just to do that.
I see. All right. Thank you for the time.
No problem.
Hi, I'm Jade. So I'm from Kening University, currently doing an assignment under UX Design 1. May I interview you to collect data for my assignment? It would take around 10 minutes. Sure. Alright, so I'll be recording this video for future reference. I would like to have your consent.
Yeah, it's alright.
Is there?
Yep.
Oh, good, thank you. So, may you tell me your name and how old are you?
I am Winada Medasuya. I am 19 years old.
Alright, so are you studying at the moment?
Yes, I'm studying at Kirsten University, taking Bachelor of Mass Communication. I'm in my second year. Yeah, that's all about it.
I see. So, can you tell me about your living arrangement? Do you live on campus or off campus?
So I live off campus with my family, with my uncle and my grandma right now in Perth.
So, has any one of you has any experience in moving houses?
Well, I moved here from Indonesia when the border opened, so I did move from staying with my family to here, staying with my uncle and my grandma. So that was kind of experience moving as well, and I have moved definitely like from house to house, from street to street in Indonesia itself.
Oh, so you have experience in moving houses. So, what kind of difficulties that you had faced while you moving house, and how do you resolve it if you met any?
I feel like difficulties is just more like sorting things out and what should I bring and like leaving my family behind. I feel like, and then also here it's more of like adapting and unpacking things and like um, setting things up. I think that's one of the main difficulties and just like finding new environment, finding friends. Yeah, I would say that's like the main difficulties. But I think the way to overcome it is just to go with it and like live with it, because like you'll get better like once you adapt to it, I guess.
I see. Um, so what do you feel about moving houses? Do you enjoy moving houses?
Do I enjoy moving houses? I think there's a thrilling part about it, just getting to know a new experience, new place. But there's also like, I feel like there's a lot more difficulties rather than just the fun part. Like, I feel like the transferring the bag itself, the baggage, because it's quite heavy, it's quite heavy, and then just the package and everything. So I find it fun at some point, but also exhausting, I would say.
Alright, so since you're an international student, so do you come to Australia alone by yourself?
Yeah, I do come to Australia alone.
So, while you got here, did you seek help from anyone to help you move all your luggages?
Well, from the airport when I first came here, my uncle picked me up, so he kind of did like help me to put my baggage into the car and also drop it down once we arrive at home. But then all for like the unpacking and also the setting up, it's all quite by myself. Yeah.
Alright, so and also you said that you have experience moving houses in Indonesia. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think like moving houses with family? Did you guys face any difficulties that such as like big furnitures?
Yeah. So there's like, I feel like we put a lot into boxes, so we categorize them like, let's say the kitchen utensils, and then the things that break easily, we put them together, and then the clothes and everything. But luckily we have like cars, so we just put them in our car and then just kind of move it into the new place. But I think what was hard was like the part of packing and unpacking, and then you know how like if you put them in boxes and then you forgot to name them, you just kind of don't know which one is which, or if you're trying to find something after moving to the new place, but you don't know which box is it's there. But like, so it's like fun, but it's also quite challenging, I would say.
I see. So, what is your ideal way or like budget that you're willing to spend on moving houses?
Budget. I think it depends case by case to like the service. If it's like an all-in service, I would say 300 to 400, or like 400 to 500, 300 to yeah $500. But then if it's only like a, let's say, transportation kind of thing, transportation, or only like setting up, helping with that, because like I feel like for packing and unpacking, I kind of want to do it on my own because I know my own things, something like that. But if it's only for a particular service, I feel like maximum then it's $100 is enough.
I see. Thank you. All right then. Thank you for your interview, for
No
accepting me to
worries.
interview you today. Is there any question that you hi, I'm Jade from Curtin University, currently doing an assignment of UX design. My interview you to collect data from my assignments. It will take around 10 minutes. And
Yep, sounds
yep.
good.
Right. So I'll be recording this interview for future reference. I want to take a consent from you.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, what's your name and how old are you?
My name is Alex, and I'm currently 22 years old.
So, can you tell me about your living arrangement?
Right now, I'm just living at home with my folks, just to save on money for the most part. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
All right. So, has any one of you have experience in moving houses?
Like someone within my social
Yeah.
circle. I know a few that live in apartments, but I don't know anyone that actually like owns a house.
I,
per se.
s- I see. So, you personally have no experience in moving houses?
No.
Oh, good. So, there is no one who's inside your circles that have experience in it. I mean, they do move to apartments.
Apartments, but no houses.
No house. Oh, all right. So they're like kind of like moving to somewhere else.
Yeah.
So have you heard anything about them from like the difficulties that they face, or like did they ask for your help to help them to move something else?
Not really, since I mean, obviously I have no house moving experience, so they want to ask somebody who has no house moving experience to.
I see. So, what? So from your perspectives, imagine that you'll be moving houses in the future. So, what do you think that will be the difficulties of moving houses?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is probably just the price. Like the economy is at a place where it's really hard to get a place.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'd probably worry about, I guess, what to bring. Updating my info, because when you move places, you have to update, like, let's say, Centrelink or the government or your doctors with all your
Sure.
info.
Yeah. True.
I think those things are the first few things to come to mind.
All right. So, like, what would be your ideal budget in moving houses that you willing to spend on?
Ideal budget?
Yeah.
We're talking like owning a house or like renting a house?
Like moving the houses.
Oh, okay. I have not looked at house prices in a long time, so I could be off the mark here.
Like moving houses, like you'll be paid to move your houses, like pay for the van, like bigger truck to move your
Oh, so not the
like
price.
big furniture,
So not
yeah.
the house itself,
No.
but just the stuff too.
yeah, like the carriage stuff, the carriage fees, like moving the big furnitures and stuff.
I'd probably say, let's say 2 to 3,000.
2 to 3,000. Oh, so you have a high budget on it. I see. So, yeah, thank you for taking your time.
No worries. No worries.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Jade from Curtin University. I'm currently doing an assignment UX design, and may I please interview you so that I can collect data for my assignments? It will roughly take around 10 minutes.
Yeah, sure, you can.
And I'll be recording this interview for future reference. I would like to get your consent from you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright, so what's your name and how are you and what's your occupation?
My name is Kuldeep Talatia. I'm currently studying IT. I'm doing my second year, majoring in software development and networking.
Alright, so are you um, you're a university student, right? So do you live on campus or off campus?
I live on campus.
I see. So are you an international student?
Yes, I'm an international student.
Oh, so does mean that you have experience in moving houses as like you moved from your home country to Australia.
Yeah, I have a really bad experience, I would say, when it comes to moving houses, as there are a lot of stuff going on at the same time, and I tend to get forget.
Would you like to elaborate about it and tell me more about what's the bad experience about?
Okay, so when I was moving, I had lots of like small different like stuff
I got
like
it, yeah.
like my clothes, my like different design frames, shoes, and stuff. So at the very last moment, I found that like I lost a lot of stuff, and it tend to get really bulky.
Yep. So I see. That's mean that you did face a lot of difficulties when you are moving houses. So how do you resolve it or just like ignore about it?
I think in order to solve this, if there would be some kind of, like an app or a company which would, like separate things up for you. Let's say your clothes, your, like different tools or your technical
Yes.
equipments, then it would be really good, I think, because, I'm a kind of person who is, like messy when it comes to
Yeah.
organizing stuff. So I think having such app or website, it would be really good.
So, from your perspective, I can see that you do think that moving services is really important for someone who is not that well organized, who does not know how to organize well.
Yes, I think that's really important because like I think you have created a lot of memories, and when you are moving, you would like carry those things with you, and like losing few stuff, it's really bad, I think. So yeah.
So, what's your ideal budget paying to the moving service carrier?
In terms of moving, I would say if I'm moving permanently, then I don't tend to look at the price of it, as long as it's really good and it's like convenient. But when I'm thinking about just moving for like few weeks, then I tend to look at the budget, and roughly I would say it would be around 1,000, 2,000 maybe.
I see. Thank you for all of this informative informations, and I find it really useful for my assignments. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, and it was really great talking.
Hi, my name is Jade Pui. I would like to interview and ask a few questions for my research in my assignments. This audio recording may use for research purpose. So, are you good with it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, that's good. Hi, so what's your name and how old are you? And also, are you studying at the moment?
Yes, I'm Leon and I'm currently studying at Curtin.
Alright, so could you please tell me about your living arrangement?
I currently do have a house, and it was bought by my parents a couple of years ago, and I've been living in the house for 3 years.
Alright, so you've been living in the house for only 3 years. So,
Yep.
yeah, so about my assignments is about something like moving houses. So, I would like to ask you what comes to your mind when you consider about moving your houses, and what state of mind would you go to? Like worry, excited, tired, or any kind of expressions? Or like, yeah.
I mean, definitely when you're looking for houses, just looking at the location, looking at the crime rate, looking at how safe it is, looking at how close it is to other facilities, and just having it closer to you to most of the stuff would make it easier for your life. That's what my dad said as well when he got the house.
All right. So, since you've only been living the houses for 3 years, So does that mean that you have experience in moving houses?
Yeah, I did move from Bentley, which was close to Curtin, 3 years back, and I used to live there until we moved 3 years ago. Yeah.
All right. So how was the experience of moving houses? Did you guys face any difficulties or like any bad experience? Was it a good experience or bad?
Yeah, it was a good experience. I finally got my own room for once, which was the plus. And even though it was exciting when we were moving to the new house as well, because I haven't moved house in quite a long time. So yeah, it was just exciting for me.
So how about like in the process of moving houses? How do you guys move all the furnitures and stuff?
I mean, we just got a mate who has a truck, and then he helped us move most of the stuff. Moving the fridge was kind of a hassle, but we managed to get it done.
Oh, right. So did you guys get someone to help you out? Is it like a moving house service or just like a mat?
We just got a family friend, who owns a big truck.
Oh, I see. So, yep. So do you find moving services important?
Fun.
Like moving services, like those who help people to move house from house to
Yeah,
house.
yeah, of course. I mean, most people won't have a big truck lying in their garage, or maybe a friend that owns a big truck. So having these services around would definitely help, especially if you're gonna have to move a lot of stuff, especially big objects or equipment like a fridge or oven or washing machine, stuff like that. You can't just put in a regular car. So having a moving service would definitely help.
All right. So would you rather to move houses on your own, or you prefer someone to help, someone to move for you?
I'll probably say I can do it by myself, because I know some people who can help me on the way. But I mean, if there's anything that's too big or too concerning, I'll probably just get the professional services.
All right. So like, if you going for mobile like moving services, right? Would you prefer like someone who's more professional or like just um like a cheap and affordable one?
I'll probably say a professional one, because for me, anything that's too cheap or too good to be true might not get the job done or might damage some stuff in the process. But having someone who's professional will have the peace of mind of getting the stuff done perfectly.
All right. So what do you think if I would say there is a website where you can find all the help you need, from packing everything to packing up to transportations and to single payment, with different payment options, like including cash or PayPal or like online banking, bank transfer?
Yeah, that'll be great. It'll be great help whenever I need to move house or move anything related to it. And I can definitely suggest it to my friends if they need it as well.
Because like this website is designed by a girl who's from Melbourne. She faced issues when she was moving from Melbourne to Perth. So now she's setting up this website to help young people who has lower budget, lower income to move their house freely in the affordable way.
Yeah, that definitely will be great, especially for people who come from different countries with a new environment and they don't know what to do. It'll definitely be a great help for them.
All right, so what kind of expectations were you looking forward to the website?
I mean, definitely, probably a good knowledge of basically everything. So it probably like covers transportation, postal services if you're coming from another state, and then different, how do I say this, good rates as well. That's affordable to newcomers or students in respect to that.
I see. Would you prefer like something like the website is easy to use, or like you want it to be very complicated as about a lots of infos, or just want to be like
Definitely as easy as it. Sorry, I mean definitely as easy as it gets. It'll be easier for everyone to use. So definitely, yeah, it'll be a plus if it's easy to use and not as complicated.
so you would prefer something the website is something clean and minimalist and keep all the info in a very short so you can get to use it very quick,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
easy to apply. I
Yeah,
see.
definitely.
So, because like this website will be is not run by someone who's professional. It's just like from people who are there who offer to help people. So they get to so the users
I
get
mean,
yep.
yeah. I mean, even if it's like made by someone who's new to the industry, so that means that the app is probably not as organized or established. It doesn't really matter as long as it gets the job done, in my opinion. As long as it does what it says it will do, and then it will help people move
Yeah.
from state to state or wherever they come from, and then if it's cheap, then I don't see a problem in that.
Yeah, because like users, they can just post a request for assistance with the price they can offer, and the movers in the websites they can just see and accept the request if they found out this is a good price for them.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so like everything can be done in the website, like posting requests, finding people, and packaging all the stuff. Different services can like packaging, deliver, cleaning with the price that you can afford.
Hmm.
So is there good? Do you think is a good website?
Yeah, it sounds like a great website.
All right, this is interesting. So like